There's an app for that, even in the world of networking. Find out more on today's HP Tech Talk. Welcome to this episode of HP Tech Talk. I'm Andy McCaskey from SDR News. This is the show where we talk about how HP is defining a new style of IT, whether it's in storage or servers or cloud, or today's topic, networking. Our guest today is Jacob Rapp, and he is with us from Palo Alto. Jacob, why don't you explain a little bit about your role and help us to understand, in general, software-defined networking?
Thanks for having me. My role here at HP Networking is leading up the software-defined networking marketing team.
Well, we hear a lot about this, and what's driving this? Why is this becoming more prevalent?
Yeah, if you look at legacy networking models in general, you have this distributed control and data plane together, and you have this human middleware sitting in the middle. So anytime you need to update, change, upgrade, you have to have a human kind of go intervene within this model.
Now that certainly sounds like it leaves a lot of doors open, particularly as you get maybe even hundreds of ports that have to be managed and the expansion that comes with increased business demands.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where we bring in software-defined networking and the new paradigm. Where, I mean, if you look at software-defined networking itself, there's an open networking foundation that has a really good definition of it, where it's really the segmentation of your control and data plane, separating out that control plane so that there's one point of entry and that can be controlled by software.
Yeah. Now, is this what's termed open flow?
Yes, absolutely. The open flow is the southbound control into the network from these controllers. So it's the conversation the controller's having with the network.
Mm-hmm. Well, I understand that HP has developed not only an app store, but an SDK that a developer can have access to.
Yes, that's correct. We're actually looking to spur innovation and really drive an enterprise-grade ecosystem within software-defined networking and create critical business application integration within those software-defined networks.
What have been some of the barrier points that historically have existed and not permitted this approach?
So I think that goes really well into how we've created this ecosystem and why we've created this ecosystem. Because if you look at the specific barriers, one of them being a really complex siloed ecosystem within software-defined networking. You had to be a premier partner of one of the lead networking vendors to start trying to institute change within software-defined networking, or even develop on top of software-defined networking infrastructures. So the first piece of our ecosystem is our SDN developer kit. And the SDN developer kit really pulls all the tools that anyone can use, whether it's a really large organization, one of our partners that we're jointly developing with, or even just a couple guys in a garage, really going back to Hewlett-Packard's heritage, where Bill and Dave had a garage here in Palo Alto, just two guys that spawned Hewlett-Packard. So we really wanted to make that available within the SDK. And then we have the App Store, a really ready-made marketplace for to distribute these applications.
So now you support a very large number of HP servers and also switches, correct?
Yeah, right now we see that SDN is this journey that our customers are on. So as part of that journey, we've already been enabling open flow throughout our switches and now into our routers. So we have over 25 million ports already out in the market that can support software-defined networking.
So specifically, what is in the App Store?
So right now, our App Store is going to be available the first half of 2014. And right now we're working on filling those shelves. So developers can take our SDN developer kit and start developing a wide variety of apps. And we already have over 20 plus partners signed up and developing applications with it to put into this application store.
So how will customers be able to access these applications once the store is up and running?
We wanted to make it really simple. If you look at an iPhone or an Android device or anything that has an app store kind of built into it, we wanted to replicate that model, but also make it enterprise ready. Because we understand that it's not going to be like downloading Angry Birds into your network, right? It's not a consumer application. It's really something that's going to be business critical and have to have enterprise support behind it. So with one click in the App Store, you can download an application directly into the network, and then with another click, hit deploy, and it will be ready to go. And what enables this is our work closely with our partners. And with this SDN developer kit, we have a whole validation suite and simulation suite in order to make sure that these applications are enterprise ready.
Well, tell me a little bit more about exactly what's in the SDK.
Yes, so the SDK consists of all of the APIs, or the application programmable interfaces, into the controller that our developers need to be able to integrate their applications. And these are RESTful APIs as well. And along with those RESTful APIs, we have a whole suite of documentation, including a developer guide, programmer's guides, videos to walk them through it. But what starts getting really interesting is when we go into the simulation and validation. This is something that no one else is offering on the market. So we want to enable this innovation for those couple guys in a garage too. So previously, if you wanted to go validate one of your applications that you build in a software-defined networking environment, you had to go buy a bunch of gear, a bunch of equipment, and set up a lab. And this could be millions of dollars worth of gear. So what we did is we created a virtual lab here at HP. So we took that burden of expense off of our developers, and we created these virtual labs full of real HP gear that they can go and simulate and validate their environments and validate their applications on it.
It sounds like you're really concentrating on really small and quick and nimble developer teams rather than very, very large projects.
No, I think we're actually focusing on everything. So if you look at the categories of applications in the App Store, there's going to be tiers of applications. So there's going to be some applications that HP develops. So we're developing applications such as our UC&C Microsoft Link application, actually jointly with Microsoft as well, to integrate with Microsoft Link, as well as a wide variety of other applications that HP is developing, or HP is jointly developing with some of our premier partners. And those applications will be backed by either HP support or our partner support. So we will have those applications as well, but we didn't want to stop there. We really wanted to spur innovation. We know what we know, and our partners know what they know, and we can we have a really great idea of what our customers want, but what gets us really exciting is those couple guys in the garage and enabling innovation for them as well.
So is there a two-tiered model here? Are some of these services free and some paid, or how is that structured?
Yeah, well, our applications in the App Store, some of them will be paid applications and some of them will be free applications. And we offer a wide variety of licensing models and purchasing models for those, whether it's through a traditional purchase order system or from just a credit card. So we'll have all of those options available. And the tiering, I think, is really going to be largely based off of whether you want an HP developed or jointly developed one of our partners' apps, or if you want a community app. But there should be confidence that all of these applications are enterprise grade and have gone through the same rigor and validation process.
What are some examples of companies that have already signed on?
So a few examples are some of our large partners like VMware, with which we actually jointly announced a partnership at the last VMworld, where we're kind of federating and doing this virtual network integration. And then we have partners like Microsoft with Microsoft Link application, or F5, or Citrix, all the way down to a university or smaller organizations within our ecosystem.
Well, I have to ask you to pull out the crystal ball there. It sounds like a lot of enterprises are in the testing mode with SDN. Do you think that people are actually going to be able to make that transition to where they're deployed production systems?
Yes, I think this comes back to our SDN journey that we're going down with our customers and our partners. So if you look at some IDC estimates, the SDN marketplace is going to reach somewhere in the order of $3 billion by around 2016. And of that $3 billion, about 670 million of that is going to be coming from SDN applications. So we expect that the marketplace is going to start evolving and take root really quickly. So as part of this journey, we're starting down from the very bottom with SDN support on all of our products. From our routers to our switches, from data center to campus, all of our portfolio, we're enabling software-defined networking or open flow support on, which we've actually already shipped 25 million ports of. So we're already enabling our partners to do that. And we kind of see the next step is that this proof of concepts are taking place right now, where they're testing out these applications that we're creating. They're finding actual real business benefit for software-defined networking. So in 2014, as this App Store becomes available, we see them starting to deploy the wide variety of customers starting to actually deploy the applications that are from the App Store. And then in 2015 and 2016, we'll be moving on into enterprise-wide deployment of maybe even some custom developed apps as well.
So it sounds like your analogy of a journey is right spot on. Where do people go to find out a little bit more information about the store and to learn more about networking?
Well, of course, we have hp.com/SDN, which is the host of all of our SDN content. But as part of this ecosystem, we created a developer site as well. So SDN DevCenter.hp.com, which will boast all the resources needed to develop SDN applications on the network, and all of this software development kit and the trainings and links to the virtual lab that someone needs to get up and running.
Well, Jacob, thanks very much for joining us here today. Thanks to you folks for joining us. Tune in for our next episode of HP Tech Talk.